So, hey guys, this is Dr. Becky here. I just want to go over quickly because I know a lot of people still message me about how to start navigating through their AO scan report. So, I'm just going to break this down and make this super simple. I also just posted something about this today in a couple of my groups. So, the first thing that you want to do is run your inner voice report. So, I already did mine today, and we're going to look at the report. Wi-Fi is a little slow where I'm at. So, what we want to look for is specifically are going to be the body systems. So as you can see here, we've got digestion, endocrine, respiratory. I also might pay attention to some of the supplements that are coming up or the vitals. If we go down to the next category, we see liver, pancreas, digestion. So now you see digestion came up twice. Here we've got bladder, thyroid, small intestine. So again, still digestion. And then we have digestion again, endocrine is showing up again. I believe coenzyme Q10 came up too a couple times. Let's go back up here. So again, I'm already starting to look. Yep, CoQ10. So those are some things I want to keep an eye on. So I already know I need to look at the digestive system, the endocrine system. We need to pay attention to CoQ10, and then pancreas and liver, but that's all going to be in the endocrine system. Okay. So then I would go look at the vitals report. And I'm going to kind of just look at those systems. So I'm going to pay attention to the digestive system, the liver, the pancreas. Again, the things that were showing up on that inner voice report. So I'm going to go quickly through here. This is more of what I really dive deep into when I do my private mentorship. So digestive function actually doesn't look that bad. We've got some colon absorption, maybe hydrochloric acid. That is one of the basic foundations and one of the five pillars. And there are a few markers showing up in the pancreas. And then we'll look at digestive acids and enzymes. Looks like hydrochloric acid still may be an issue. And then let's see, it was liver. We already looked at pancreas. So let's just go down to liver. Endocrine gland, so adrenals, because the endocrine system is going to be all of those organs: pancreas, liver, adrenal, thyroid, and then liver and gallbladder. So there might be some stuff going on with bile and the phase 2 pathway. Okay, so that's what we know so far. And again, I'm just reading through the reports. Inner voice, look at the systems, go look at those systems again in vitals. And then again, in body systems, I'm only going to select those systems. So we're definitely going to do digestive and endocrine because those were the two systems that were coming up in the inner voice report. So I'm just going to scan and optimize them. And then I would do the exact same thing in comprehensive. Just scan the digestive system, scan liver, and then pancreas, because those were the areas that were problematic that we looked at in the inner voice report. And again, this is a super condensed version, so I'm really just picking the areas that are obvious. And digestion was listed quite a few times in the inner voice, as was pancreas and liver, so the endocrine system. And again, remember, CoQ10 came up quite a bit, and we think there might be something going on with stomach acid and the phase 2 liver sulfation pathway. So let's see what the body systems has to say. So bilirubin has to do with the gallbladder, and that was showing up in the other scans. We have some of these emotions. And again, dairy might be problematic. If we look at the endocrine system, because now we're really starting to hone in and focus. So wide lens for the inner voice, getting a little more narrow with the vitals report, and then super narrow and focused on body systems and comprehensive. And then again, we're looking at, we've got thyroid hormone coming up, so that's going to have to do with the liver. Pesticide toxicity, liver might be struggling trying to get rid of some things. And then it looks like we have a couple of infections. So we've got some chicken pox, could be acute from the vaccine shedding. Same thing with RSV. So again, we kind of know what's going on in the endocrine system and the liver and the pancreas. And then again, in the digestive system, we know some of the things that are happening, and pesticide toxicity came up again. So I would do the exact same thing then in comprehensive. I'm going to do a custom scan, deselect all, and then I'm just going to go into, let's see, we've got digestive, we've got liver, and then pancreas was coming up. I believe those were the three big ones. So we would scan and optimize again. This time we're going to be looking at the percentages, because that's going to kind of give us an idea of where all the energy is going. Let's look at the report. Again, just looking at the percentages. So these percents actually look pretty good. Remember, you want these to be pretty low. 42 is kind of high, so you can kind of see how the liver is struggling. And pancreas actually looks pretty good. So we definitely got some focus on the liver. I would like to see this a little bit lower. This actually did not optimize the greatest. And organs was, or I'm sorry, digestive was kind of same. So we're going to go back and then look at the comprehensive again, but this time, if you have the database, you would go hone in the database. I like to look at by term because we like to look at the number of hits first. And because I only scanned a handful of things, that did not show enough information. So let's look at the digestive system, the liver, and the pancreas. So if we look at digestive, we want to prioritize and look for things that are high cause, around 90%. And that's going to help us get prioritized. So we have grief, no shock there. And it looks like that might be about, oh, here's a parasite. So we got parasite, grief. And then you're going to do the same thing for the other categories. So liver, remember, liver was struggling a little bit more. Again, looking at high cause, over 90%, because we want to prioritize. And there's some more parasites. We definitely have some parasites showing, probably because I've been traveling. Boric acid. And then some viruses. So this is what you can do. Let's go into Cepheid. Hopefully we'll go into Cepheid. So now that we have all that information compiled, you can go into Cepheid and we can make some Cepheids for the viruses that we saw come up. So we could do virus DT, we could do parasites, we could put that in a frequency playlist. So that's two things. We could add some gut and supportive frequencies. We could do some frequencies for the liver and the gallbladder because that was showing up as well. We could add in some emotional frequencies for grief. We could look at the Bach and Australian flowers for grief, which ones would be good for that. And that is how you can start kind of compiling your frequency playlist just based on what your inner voice reports were showing. You could even add the frequencies from your inner voice report, the zones into your playlist. So you can take some of the frequencies from your playlist in the inner voice and create, you've got digestive system, endocrine, liver, pancreas, grief, some parasites, virus. Those are some of the frequencies that we have that you saw in all of your reports or the report that we just brought up here. And then you can compile all of your frequencies just from what your AO scan report said. So hopefully this helps. I know this is a pretty quick and down and dirty kind of way of how to go it, but do your inner voice first. Start looking at those body systems. Once you hone in on those body systems, pay attention to them in vitals. Next scan will be body systems. Just scan those systems because now we want to dive deeper. We want to go in and get more focused and then do the same thing in the database. Start looking at where that energy is. From there, if you have the database, go in and dive a little deeper and then take all of that information, and that is how you can start compiling your frequency playlists. So hopefully this helps you guys. If you want to dive deeper into this, this is what we do in the bioenergetic practitioner certification program. This is specifically what we address in the AO 600 masterclass, which takes you a lot deeper throughout all of this. So thanks for coming, and hopefully this helps.